first edition of BHuman Office Hours. So, first of all, I'll kick this off. What is BHuman Office Hours? I want to make an effort to get as close as possible to our community of our users. And so, basically, going forward every day, Monday to Friday, for an hour, I'll live stream and essentially just, do my work, but be completely here. If anyone has any questions, wants to brainstorm ideas, you name it, you can come chat with me and we can all chat together. And yeah, that's essentially it. So you'll find me embedded on the platform. I don't think today this live stream is embedded on the platform, so I'm going to have a lot of audience, but nonetheless, of course, on YouTube, LinkedIn, across all social media channels. So with that said, I will just give you a brief sort of overview about a couple of latest updates and new things that we're working on here at BHuman. So the first thing is you might have seen the new feature, the embedded workflow builder. So how this works is in the platform. In fact, let me share my screen. Might be easier. All right, so you can see in the platform here, hey Don, our AI suggests this top section is new. So what this allows you to do is you can start campaigns and directly from the platform, build completely automated workflows without ever leaving BHuman. You don't need any third-party accounts. We take care of all that for you. So for example, let's say I want to reignite stale leads. So I can select a template that would fit my use case and then say, all right, well, where is my data from? So, we have over 6,000 apps that you can choose from here. They're all integrated, ready to go. Let's imagine that I'm going to be reaching out to people who are texting us on intercom, but then don't follow up, right? So they become stale, right? And so, all right, that's where my data is coming from. Now, how do I want to send the videos out? Well, let's say over Gmail. All right, finish. Oh, you know what? I think I need to go live on YouTube here. Let me just it's been a while since I've live streamed, so I need to a little bit rusty. Let's see, I need to go live. Okay, I'm live. Check out. Let's check LinkedIn here. Make sure all is going well with this live stream. And it is. Great. Cool. All right, excellent. So let me go back. Am I still sharing my screen? Let me reshare it. So coming back into BHuman here. So you can see we have this pop-up now. So we selected intercom as the place where our data is coming from. Gmail is a place where our data is our videos, we want to send them out through. And then you see the middle step, BHuman. So all of this is made for us. So all we got to do at this point is log into these accounts and create these events, right? So that's intercom. Then we have, BHuman here as the mid step. You're generating the video. We already have the campaign ID and the video instance ID already selected. So we don't have to worry about any of that. And then finally, Gmail. So that's how that works. And again, all embedded in the platform. This what we have right here is like a really like streamlined flow with guardrails for casual users. What we're adding right now is a completely full app for power users who want to do a lot more than just follow like predefined use cases and basically create whatever they'd like. So that's going to come up in a separate new app called Workflows on the left here in the sidebar. So that's that. We got a lot we're working on. Another update. You should see a huge improvement to voice quality coming. Probably by the end of the day, we're actually pushing that into our testing right now. We've been working on for about a year and a half now. Basically, how we can make our voice sound better in your video. So not just how can the voice sound like you when it says, "Hey Jennifer," or I see you're at Apple, or I'll be in city next week. Not just how we can make that voice sound like you when you say that, but how it can really flow in that script. So I'm super excited for that because it should improve the overall video quality dramatically. So that's that. I'll definitely keep you updated on that. You know what I mean. And this Zapier feature here, I just gave you a very brief overview, but you can find that on our YouTube channel as well. And by the way, if anyone has any questions or just ideas, feedback, wants to brainstorm around how Beaming can be used for their business, feel free to drop a chat in our YouTube or LinkedIn, wherever you're watching this stream. So another thing we're working on is better lip sync quality. And we're always working on this. We do have a pretty dramatic new update coming out for our lip sync quality. That's the whole face cloning, right? So I'll keep posted on that. We're still doing some testing there. Um, yeah, yeah, there's a lot. Just checking my notes here. Oh yeah, new update to Persona coming very soon. Um, in fact, same thing. We're just pushing it to start testing right now. So a lot of exciting things there. What else? What else? Yeah, so those are the high level updates. Send it for me is getting a lot of improvements. We're doing a lot of new tutorials on the platform to help guide you. In fact, some of you may have seen new tutorials come up recently. All right. So VibHav, I will definitely check. Let me check your DM right now. This is what Office Hours is all about, right? A lot of times I just get completely buried, um, and I miss a lot of communication. So, you know, it's meant for things like this. So let me check that out. Okay. All right. So I just responded to you on that DM, VibHav. So check that out and let me know what you think. All right. So this is office hours, guys. So if you don't, probably, this is our first one, and I don't even think that we really advertise this at all. So probably we'll get not too many questions on this one. But more than happy to help if anyone does. If otherwise, I'm going to continue to do my work. Well, yeah, another update is like we want to lean into more to like community building. So we're also going to be adding an app on the platform, probably over the next 2-3 days. Um, where you can actually chat with other BHuman users on the platform, discuss. So let's say for example, you're in real estate and you want to use BHuman for real estate. So you have the ability to actually chat with other real estate users on BHuman and learn how they're using the platform. So there's a lot coming up, and I'll definitely keep you posted as features come out. So yeah, with that being said, let me know if anyone had any questions at all. Okay, I see a question from Jeff here. So Jeff asks, can you tell us about the new template videos? Yeah. So if you go to create, once again, there's multiple ways to make videos with BeHuman. Um, Basically, you can start by either from making videos from yourself, cloning yourself. That's kind of the main use case a lot of people go with. Otherwise, you can use community templates. Now, community templates are templates that are basically pre-built for you, right? So, for example, let's say this one. So this is a professional actor, right? We've already made sure that the video she makes is going to perform very well in the market. We've tested it and we've seen this as a great video that you can send out to your audience. And in this video, she's basically saying, hey, it's a sales video, basically saying, let's get on a call. We'd love to chat with you about our product and service. And so, let's say as a company, I can film myself, yes, but if I'm in a rush or I'm camera shy, or I just want to get something done, right? Rather than going through the process of filming myself, I can just go ahead and use this actress. So, yeah. So, Jeff, to answer your question, we've added a lot of new templates here. This is what you saw. So, I think we're at about 150 templates right now, and a lot more coming. We just added several new languages to our voice cloning now. So, um, we'll continue to add more and more. So awesome. So I think what I'll do now is I'll actually go through a real use case. I'm just going to, so one of the things I'm working on right now is like setting up our customer journey more, right? There's the kind of saying like shoemaker's children have no shoes. That's kind of in our case, you know what I mean? Just so focused on the product and new features that we haven't really paid much attention to how, our own customer journey is playing out and how we're interacting with our customers with personalized video throughout the journey. So I want to focus more on that today, and actually continue setting up a couple of flows that we've been working on. So let's do that now. One of the things that we've been doing, let me share. Okay, so I'm sharing Zapier now. So one of the things that we've added to the platform is now when you sign up and you upgrade to a paid account, before you can go ahead and start using the platform, you first want to have an onboarding call with you. And the reason for that is because we think that simply having that one 20-30 minute onboarding call is going to make the rest of your human experience so much better. And trust me, I get it. Like me more than anyone, like I'm not a fan of onboarding calls. Like I'm the kind of guy where, I just want to just give me the platform, let me play, let me experiment. I'll figure it out myself. So I definitely am sympathetic with that viewpoint. However, like we've tested this, and we've seen that, very repeatedly. When we have that first onboarding call, we save you a ton of time going forward because, you're not going to have to stumble and, learn the hard way. You can learn the easy way, right? So, um, yeah. So okay, let's continue what we're doing. So once we have those onboarding calls, what happens is, we get a Calendly that sends out to you and you book your call through Calendly on the platform. But one of the things we want to do is make sure that people are, showing up to those meetings. And it's a very efficient process. So what we've previously done, let me just show you this. So if I, oh, just a second here. So I'll show you the flows that we have around that. So the first one is whenever someone books a call, they get a video from Julia, who's our head of customer success, and that's a welcoming video, basically giving them details, giving them the link to their meeting, and then after that, the second flow we have is that 10 minutes before that call, they get another video saying, "Hey, our call's in 10 minutes. Just want to let you know and remind you, I'm really excited to speak with you." So let me show you how those both look. All right, so let me just share the right tab here. All right, so to give you an example of how this one works, so the event is created in Calendly, and then what we do is, let's see, yeah, this is the one. Okay, actually, this is the wrong name, so rename this 10 minutes before. So basically, new event created in Calendly. Um, we then take the date and time from Calendly, and what we do is we then basically go, okay, take this time, but set the new time to 12 minutes earlier. 12 minutes because our video is going to take 2 minutes to generate, and then we want to send it out, right? So then over here, we basically say, okay, now delay this delay this workflow until that new time. So let's say my meeting is scheduled for, let's say, September 1st at 2 p.m. All right. Well, basically, this is going to say, okay, great. We're gonna pause until September 1st at 1:48 p.m. So 12 minutes before that event. Then from here, we're basically splitting text. So the name from Calendly was Kyle Barr. So basically splitting that text to just take the first name Kyle, which we then make the BHuman video with right here. And then finally, we send that out over Gmail. And this simple embed code you can find in our help articles that embeds the BHuman GIF into the email itself. So we have this one, but what I want to do is this is 10 minutes before. I want to create one that's 2 hours before. So you get two reminders before your meeting. So let's go ahead and do that now. So what I'll do, the easiest way is I want to duplicate what we already have here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And it's going to be pretty simple to do because we have the 10-minute one already all set up. All we have to do is basically change the time of the event and change the template from BHuman, which I have to upload. All right. So let me first go hop into the platform because we're going to be making that new video now. So this is coming from Julia, so I'm going to upload her video. looks like we're good. Okay, so our video is compressing, should be done any second now. Oh, Abu, thank you. That's awesome. So let me show you this. So Abu just sent me this. So I use this AI tool to create 1,000 videos in just 2 minutes called BHuman. Awesome. Love the feature. Let's check this out,
आओ
guys.
हर एक ईमेल के साथ क्या तुम अभी भी कोल्ड ईमेल यूज करते हो अपने क्लाइंट्स को सर्विसेज पिच करने के लिए? ऑनेस्टली ये बहुत ओल्ड स्कूल हो गया है। एक सॉल्यूशन बताता हूँ, आओ। हर एक ईमेल के साथ एक पर्सनलाइज्ड एंड कस्टमाइज्ड वीडियो सेंड करो। इससे तुम्हारा कन्वर्शन रेट बहुत
It's funny. I feel like there's just enough of English sprinkled in that I can actually follow it. It's really interesting.
ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो जाएगा। लेकिन तुम अगर दिन में 1000 मेल भेज रहे हो तो 1000 वीडियोस कैसे क्रिएट करोगे? इसके लिए एक एआई टूल का यूज कर सकते हो जिसका नाम है BHuman.ai। यहाँ पर जाओ और अपना डेमो वीडियो ऐड कर दो और एक नाम ऐड कर दो कि किन क्लाइंट्स को तुम्हें ये वीडियो भेजना है। उसके बाद ये एआई सारे नामों का कस्टमाइज वीडियो क्रिएट करके दे देगा। ये तुम अपने ईमेल के साथ अटैच कर सकते हो। तो है ना ये अमेजिंग टूल? तो इसे शेयर करो अपने दोस्तों के साथ। और अगर तुम्हें ऐसे ही एआई टूल के बारे में जानना है तो फॉलो करो।
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for that feature, Abu. That's really, really cool. We should do more though, because this was this I saw was our old UI. So there's actually a lot new features now that I think would be cool to talk about. I see focus on ed tech. So actually we can chat about like the different like obviously I'm talking to a ton of users and I see a lot of the use cases and I can talk about the different ed tech companies using BHuman and like what they're doing with it, the interesting use cases there. So um, that's really cool. Would love to chat further. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's head back into the platform. All right. And so we have a video uploaded, of course, transcription. Very, very simple. Just select the word I want to change, and I'm going to call this first name. That's our variable. Basically like mail merge, but for video. That's BHuman. So let's hit finish, and boom. So our video is done. So now what we have to do, let's preview a sample. So I'm going to say James. All right. Well, that's generating. We can create a new campaign. So we're going to call this calendar 2-hour reminder. This is marketing, automate the customer journey. Okay. And I'm just checking other messages here from you guys. Just a second. All right. So at this point, how do we make that connection? So what we have to do, first of all, we don't have to even connect any data here. However, what I do want to do is I want to use background mode. I want to put the Calendly event behind Julia in the video. So I can press add background. And then what I'll do is I will do public website to screenshot. Now, I don't have a column to use as a background because I don't have any data uploaded. So what I will do is use custom name. And I'll just call this Calendly. I'm going to put it in a circle, and I'm going to do it from 0 seconds to 5 seconds. Create that background. Okay, cool. Now let's go back into Zapier. Let's see. Where is our flow? Yeah, this is our flow. Cool. So when the event is made in Calendly, we already have this all set up. So yeah, okay. So that's fine. So the event is there. So we're going to take the date and time. Now we're going to minus 2 hours this time. It's like 12 minutes. Okay. So let me just check to make sure this output is right. So this is going to be retest step. Okay, looks good to me. So we're going to delay. So we're going to delay until that time, 2 hours before the event. And then we're going to take the calendar, the name of the person we'll be speaking to, and split it. So instead of Kyle Barr, we'll just take the name Kyle. Let's continue that. Okay, so this is going to do the event of in BHuman creating a new video. And then we're going to hit continue. All right. Actually, no, I need to go back. No, that's correct. Okay. So I need to select the right campaign. This is the old campaign for the 10-minute reminder. So there's the 2-hour reminder. So I'll select that. Okay. So the first name, I can just remove these extra fields. So the first name is from the text formatter, Kyle. And the background variable. Okay. So actually, I found a really cool way to do this. Basically, I wanted to show the calendar, like I want to show a background that's relevant for the event, but I want it to be like of the event. So like, let's say I book an event for September 7th, right? When I get my video, I want to see the event where it says like Don Bosco booked with Julia for September 7th, right? So it's really, really relevant to me. And I kind of found this like hacky workaround. If you take the event UID of a Calendly and you put that at the end of this link here, so kind of like this. So you have your event, Julia walkthrough calls / invitees, and then you put the event UID, which they give you in Zapier. So to give you an example, the event UID for this one, let me just find it. It's this one here. Okay. So if you put that at the end, what happens is this: you get this this web page, which is publicly accessible, which is great because it shows you you're scheduled for a call, it shows you the time, shows you who it's with. It looks really, really nice. So we're going to use this as the background. So let me hop back into Zapier. Okay, so yeah, with BHuman, and you'll notice also like the background variable, right? So that's what we just created. So I can create more of these if I wanted to, but let's just start with that for now. That's all we need. It's a short video. So let's say continue. We're going to test the step. Then we're going to get back all generating. Yep, there we go. So that's the expected response. Now, if we go to our email, so what I do, so we're going to send this over Gmail. If I had like SMS, like the phone number of the recipient, I could send them a text message too. In fact, I wonder if I have that. I don't think I have that. Let me make sure, because if I have that, that would be really, really fun to do. Yeah, I don't. It's not something we're asking for, but maybe we should. Well, let's get this up and running for now. Maybe we can add text after this. So we get generating. Okay, cool. These are just placeholders, right? Like it takes about 1.5 minutes, give or take, depending on the video, to actually generate that video and BHuman. So these are just placeholders to help you continue building the Zapier flow. Let me go back. Let's see. Okay, great. So now sending the video out. You could use really any mailing service, any sort of maybe even CRMs to do this. Gmail is just a really simple one. This is coming from Julia, so we have Julia's email connected. The email goes to the email of the Calendly invitee from Julia. Okay, and I'm going to say our call coming up as a subject line. Now, body type HTML. This is the HTML from the last one. I'm just going to edit a tiny bit and say, so hey, Kyle, hope you're having a great day so far. This is a friendly, want to make it more casual. Thought I'd shoot over a friendly reminder. We have a call coming up. 2 hours. Just let me know. Actually, we'll say, feel free to prep any questions, ideas ahead of time. I'd like to speak soon. Then here's a link to our meeting for your convenience. So you put the Google Meets link from the meeting. Then we have the video, and then we're going to just say all the best, Julia. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to take this email out because we need to test this. And if I test it, it'll actually send it to the customer, which we don't want to do. So I'm going to put my email in instead. and then we're going to continue and then test step. Hey, Florent, good to see you. Thanks for that. Thanks for the kind words. For us, we're just head down on the product. I mean, it's pretty simple. You know what I mean? Like, it's not rocket science for us. It's just listening to customers and doing the best we can. I mean, it really just comes down to that. So I appreciate the kind words. Just check if there are any other comments and questions from the community, but we seem to be all good. So we can continue building our flow. So let me hop into my email here because I'll show you the test email that came in. Okay, so here it is. We have our call coming out from Julia. So, hey Kyle, hope you're having a great day so far. Thought I'd shoot over a friendly reminder that we have a call coming up in about 2 hours. Feel free to prep any questions or ideas ahead of time. Very excited to speak soon. Here's a link to our meeting for your convenience. I noticed this thumbnail is blank. You may think that something didn't work, but this is completely expected behavior because if we go back into Zapier, you'll notice that we're just using data from this test, and this test returned these sort of generated. These are just placeholders, right? So if you really want to see the actual Zap live or the videos being generated, all you have to do is publish the Zap first. Without getting too much into the weeds here, basically it's because Zapier, when you're setting up the flow, they need an instant response. But of course, BHuman takes about a minute to generate the video. So we can't give the video instantly. So we give you these placeholders as just temporary placeholders so you can build the Zap. And then once you actually publish, what happens is it'll run these things and then it'll, ask for the new video from BHuman. And then it'll basically just wait for as long as it needs until the video is ready, and then it'll go to the next step. So it's already, built in. So the email looks great though. So what I'm going to do is go into the action and change the to field back to the email of the customer, which is Kyle. And let's continue. And I'm not going to test. I'm going to publish now. All right, excellent. And it's done. So now what will happen is that basically, whenever a customer books an onboarding call with us, um, it'll wait until 2 hours before the event, and then it'll generate the video in BHuman and then go ahead and send that out over Gmail. And of course, the beauty of this is it's all automated. We don't have to think about it or worry about it, and it's going to dramatically increase the show rate, right? It's gonna decrease the no-show rates for our calls dramatically. So that all being said, let's continue. I want to maybe look at doing another Zapier flow while I'm at it because these are just so powerful. And once the sooner you set it up, the more it's going to help your business, right? Like if I had set this up a month ago, right, I would have had a lot more meetings and not as many no-shows, for example. And it's just sort of like the sooner you do these things, the better, right? Just get those good habits in place early on. So let me just check right now if there's any questions from the chat. I think we seem to be good here. And if anybody wants to brainstorm, has ideas, just let me know. And I'm going to, let me see. I had a couple ideas written down about other parts of the customer journey I wanted to automate. So, okay, actually there is one now. Another one I wanted to do. So the next one I wanted to do is like every time somebody generates API keys for Zapier, we send them an email with a video inside that has links to like Zapier tutorials. So like basically we're following what you're doing in the platform, and then we're basically anticipating your needs and proactively providing you helpful materials before you even ask for them, right? So let's build that now. So I'm going to go back and we're going to do a new Zapier flow here. Okay, and we're going to call this one. So I just CX, so customer experience, just to help keep me organized. And this one will be Zapier materials. All right, so the way that I have this set up is the trigger is intercom. So that's where we have a lot of our data, and we can see basically what is what stage, what our users are up to. Did someone just generate Zapier keys? Did someone just generate a video, and so on and so forth. But there is one thing I need to check though. Okay, just give me a second here because I actually asked Intercom specifically how to do a flow like this because they don't have a clear Zapier action for something like this. So I asked them how this might work. So let me just pull up their response here. Just give me a second. All right. Hmm. So, when you set up these apps, obviously every app is different, right? So if I had my data in HubSpot, right, I would be having to think of completely different ways to configure it. So basically, I need to see if they have the possibility to do this because the data is there, but I don't see like a trigger that might find this data. So I may have to think of like a crafty workaround here. Delete added email. Let's see. Or you know what I can do? So I might need to ask Intercom like how I can pull this data into Zapier. But you know what I can do? What I was working on before. Let me pull it up. Basically, new account welcomes. That might be good to work on. So whenever someone creates a new account, um, welcoming them with a video and basically content that's relevant for them. So let me find this now. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me go ahead and share this tab again. All right, and just a second while I check the comments. So that's a great question. So Annie asked, there are many entrepreneurs who cannot finance more monthly payment tools. Have you considered an affordable single payment option? So I wonder if you have ideas on that, Annie. So um, I would love to. The problem is, well, so okay, obviously we have our hard costs, right? When we generate videos, that's server time. We got to pay Amazon, we got to pay Google for their servers, right? So we can't do something like a one-time fee that gives you a certain amount of videos every month. Uh, but I'm thinking out loud here, like if you could potentially do like, hey, I just need to buy 100 videos and that's it. I don't need a monthly fee, although you could just sign up for a month and cancel. So Annie, let me know like if you have any ideas, like what kind of structure you would like for that. That's a interesting idea. And this is what office hours are all about. This whole concept, like let's just brainstorm together for BHuman or for your business, right? So like Annie, like we'd love to hear about what you're working on. Think about how we could set BHuman up for you and like automate the workflow, just like I'm doing right now for our company. So I'll keep an eye out for your next message there. But in the meantime, let's continue. And Annie, if you put that in, we can definitely switch gears and talk more about that. But let me go back to okay. Yeah, so I was building this. So the flow I have here is whenever someone upgrades, I want to send them a video message with all the details they need to get started successfully. So the first one is Stripe. There's a new subscription that is basically someone upgrading. We generate the video in BHuman. And if I go into, yeah, so you can see I have campaign upgraded with use case tutorials. Let me show you what that looks like so you get an idea. So if I go over here, here's that video. So I'll show you what that video looks like.
Hey, Name. Well, welcome to the family. I just saw that you upgraded, so I had to grab my camera and shoot you a quick little video message to welcome you onto the platform. I'll include in this message below tons of links, tutorials, walkthroughs on how to get started generating your first campaign and getting it out to your audience.
Okay, so basically it's a welcome video. And we said if you need anything at all, use our live chat, and I'm putting some materials in this email, so they'll be sent out over email to help you get started. So what I want to do is, I could set this up very simply and just send it out, but I want to basically route it so that depending on the industry you're in, you get a different get different links. So let me just show you an example of what we have here. We have tons and tons of tutorials by use case. So you can see, for example, like upsell new hospitality bookings with BHuman, send personalized e-commerce thank you videos with BHuman, right? So like it doesn't make sense to send a salesperson how to upsell new hospitality bookings. So I want to see like how I can separate it out and basically send relevant links to the right people. So in Zapier, they have something that I can do. If I go here, there is a routing step. So let me see how this can work. So yeah, filter only proceed when a certain condition is met. But no, that's not the right one. They have a really cool thing now where it's like you can basically do multiple paths. Let me find it. Maybe have to do it at the end here. Yeah, there you go. Path. You have to do it at the end. So let me delete this because I want to only send it depending on what industry the person is in. Okay. So let me just check if there's another comment from Annie while I wait. Yeah. Okay. So Annie would let's see. Annie, please, write me a DM. Would love to hear your ideas, or just comment in here. We could chat about it. And Annie asks, is it possible to upload a video that you already have pre-recorded to the app? And 1,000%. So the video that I just uploaded of Julia was exactly that. Let me come back into the platform. I'll show you how that works. So come into AI Studio. That's where we make our personalized videos. Hit create. It's going to be my videos. I'm going to create a new template, new video, and I'll just call this Annie demo. And I'm going to, here we go, right? So I can either upload the recording or record it on the platform. But if it's upload, just hit that, drag in a video. Let's say this is it. It'll then upload. I'll just give this a second. Now what'll happen next is it'll write down what was said in that video so that we can select what our variable is. And the variable is the word we want to change in our script. So you can see here, it's transcribing. Almost done. So I'll play this video back. I hope you can hear my sound. I'll play it back so you get an idea.
Hey, Name. This is your 2-hour reminder before our call today. If you are needing to reschedule, please make sure you email me at julia@bhuman.ai due to the...
All right, so all we got to do is say, all right, what do we want to personalize here? We want to change the name to say Jessica, James, Annie, whatever the name is. And I can call this variable anything I'd like. For example, first name, and then hit finish, and then boom, our video is now done and created. And we can generate samples and actually send these out over the platform, create campaigns, everything like that. So yeah, something let me actually show you before I go too much further. I want to just take a step back. I should have done this before and show you what the actual videos look like. So for example, the Calendly ones, let me show you what that looks like. So just give me a second here. All right, so you can see here's an example of one of the generated videos. So remember, we made the background mode for that campaign, and we embedded the Calendly behind us. So you can play this back and you'll see how it looks.
Hey, Don. Just noticed you booked a call with me, so make sure you get your questions ready, and if there's anything specific that you want me to look over before our call, email it to me, julia@bhuman.ai, and I'm excited to help you get started.
Awesome. So very, very short, sweet video. We've seen that usually works best, keeping it very simple. So you can see, remember, so
Hey,
she
Don.
said my first name there, have the custom background behind us. And then
Just
at about
noticed you booked a call
5
with
second
me,
mark,
so make sure
5 second mark, the background goes away. She comes back. I could then put another background in if I want. Let's say at 7 seconds, I want to show the recipient's LinkedIn profile, or I want to show a video of maybe the platform. So I can get super creative with it. Let me check if there's another question from Annie or anybody else. So Annie asks, what characteristics should the uploaded video have? So yeah, when you're making your template, Annie, it's all about simply saying the words that you want to change, right? So like you saw in, let me pull it up for you. Okay. So you saw in this example, she said, "Hey name, this is your tail reminder before our call today." So when you upload a video, you simply just say the variables you want to change. Now, there's a couple of guidelines and rules. So the first thing is you want to be, you can see that she's a good distance from the camera. You don't want to be too close. So actually, the further the better. Be at least 5 feet from the camera. That's the first thing. Make sure there's no background noise, no echo in the room, nobody else talking, right? No air conditioning humming behind you, nothing like that. The cleaner and crisper the voice, the better the sound quality will be when we change what you say. So that's one thing. And let's talk about variables for a second, right? So there's two rules when it comes to variables. So a variable should be in a short phrase. So for example, "Hey name," that's a phrase, right? The phrase is "Hey name." Variable is just name. If I had a phrase like, "Hello name, my name is Julia, and I would love to talk to you about an exciting new opportunity," right? And a phrase being like I'm saying a whole bunch of words without stopping, right? Basically, the smaller the phrase, the better the results will be. So, "Hey name," 2 words. There's really not a way to make that phrase smaller, right? So that's great. Um, so basically, the rules with when it comes to phrases are put your variables in short phrases and slightly pause around those phrases. So let's say that I made a video and I just said, "Hey name, this is your 2 hour reminder before our call." That would not work because I'm not pausing after "Hey name." Therefore, my entire phrase is, "Hey name, this is your 2 hour reminder before our call." So it's a pretty long phrase. What we want to do instead is simply just have, "Hey name, this is your 2 hour reminder before our call today." And let's say, for example, you want to have a second variable in there. You want to mention, let's say you want to mention the city that the recipient is in, right? So maybe it's something like, "Hey name, this is your 2 hour reminder for our call today. I'm really excited to speak with you. In fact, I have some news. I'll be in city next week." Okay. So let me know if you have anything you want to talk about. Otherwise, potentially we can meet up for a coffee. Okay. So your phrase is, "I'll be in city next week." Notice how I paused before I said that phrase and after I said that phrase. Just a short little natural pause, about a half second long is all you need. And then essentially just highlight the word city. And then that's your second variable. And then you're good to go. Automatically will create videos that are personalized for the name in the city or any other variable you'd like. So could say something like, "Hey Jordan, hope all is well. I'll be in New York next week. Would love to meet with you." So there's a lot you can do, and really it's only limited by your creativity. But I would say that right now, 95% of users are just personalizing the first name because that's really all you need to personalize. And basically, the less work we make the AI do, the more assurance that everyone you have, that the videos are going to come out looking as real as possible for your audience. So let me check if you have any other questions on that. Okay, I just saw your response now. So she's asking about maximum time and format. So, okay, when it comes to time, actually, we don't have a limit here. We have users who make videos that are like 30 minutes long, for example, like courses, education-wise. Um, that might actually be interesting for you as a Spanish teacher. Is like instead of sending your video courses out, you can personalize that course, and that course could be 30 minutes long, could be a 40-minute long video. The only limitation that you have to keep in mind is the file size. File size should be like under, there's no hard limit, but under like 150, 160 megabytes, somewhere in there. You might be able to get away with like 200 megabyte video. But once you start to get like over 200 megabytes, this file just becomes very heavy and it can become hard to process. So just keep that in mind. And when it comes to format of like dimensions, it's up to you. So either landscape or portrait. Now our system is designed to basically accept any dimensions, be it a perfect square, be it a very wide landscape. It's designed for that, but sometimes if it's a really irregular cut, you might run into some problems. So just a very standard landscape or portrait mode is what I recommend. For example, what the iPhone shoots in landscape or portrait, that will for sure work. We do that all the time and have tons of users doing that. So let me know if you have any other questions on that. Okay, so I think, let me just make sure. LinkedIn's a bit slow in showing the comments, so I apologize if it takes me a minute to see it. Okay, so I think I answered all your questions, but Annie, just let me know if you have any more questions. Happy to help. So let's dive back into Zapier. So we're building our flow with like paths, right? So basically this is saying that, hey, we want to, when there's a new subscription in Stripe, then generate the video in BHuman, and then basically take a couple of different courses based on the conditions. So path A, right? So we can say something like, if, and then again, this data is an intercom. I asked the intercom about how to pull this data, so I'm not positive how to do that yet. Every app's a little bit different, but something like, if user is in real estate, right, they can continue on this path and send an email with the links talking more about real estate. If the user's in, let's say, marketing, right, they can do that for marketing and so on and so forth. So that's how we'd set that up. And let me just check if there's any more questions. Okay. Yeah, Annie, definitely DM me about like that idea, like entrepreneurs who they don't want to sign up for another monthly subscription. I totally get that. At the same time, we have our costs. So if you have any ideas that I would love to brainstorm that with you. I think we could probably come up with something really creative there. That would be a win-win. So let's definitely chat about that. Cool. And while I have you all, let me just go back into the platform. Let me show you Leader. We've made a lot of updates to Leader, um, specifically around like campaign creation. So we've really streamlined this since its first release. So how Leader works, what Leader is basically it's a LinkedIn automation platform that we built. It took us like 2 years to build this tool. It was incredibly hard to do, but it's important to us because sending your videos out. Well, let me step back. Basically, the whole point of BHuman, right, is get you better business results in your communication to your audience, be that leads, be that customers, be that investors, whatever it is. Um, and I ran a lead generation agency for years before founding BHuman. That's why I came up with the idea for BHuman. And we have this phrase at BHuman where it's like any campaign is a three-legged stool, meaning there's the first leg is data, the second leg is content, third leg is deliverability. Now, if any of those legs are broken, the stool falls over. Might as well went to the beach that day, right? Not built these campaigns. So you have to make sure that whatever campaign you're launching, your data is good, your content's good, and your deliverability is good. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, data. So who are you contacting, right? So are these people who fill out a form on your website? If that's the case, your data is going to be great because they're giving you their data. It's opt-in, perfect. Or is it a list of prospects that you're trying to reach out to, right? Let's say cold emailing, right? And you got your data from some platform. Let's whether it's Apollo or Seamless. There's a million out there, right? Now that starts to get more questionable. A lot of times you can have bad data there. So if half of your emails bounce when you send your videos out, doesn't matter how great your videos are, how good your content is, how good your product is, half of your emails are bouncing, right? So it's going to be a problem. So that's the first thing, good data, right? Now, the second thing is content. Now, obviously, this is where BHuman shines. This is where we have a lot of control and where we started, which is like, okay, how can I make the best performing email, LinkedIn message, text message, whatever the medium is, how can I make that message as best performing as possible? And the way to do that is really with personalized video, because when someone gets a video from our customer, right? Like when someone gets a BHuman video, well, the first thing is they don't know it's a BHuman video. They think that that video was recorded just for them, and therefore they're blown away. They're super impressed. They feel very special. They're 4 times more likely to take action. 4 times. So it's super powerful stuff. So that's content. But at the end of the day, it is worth mentioning, to be frank, if you have a really bad product, then it's just not exciting. No matter how fancy the technology you use for your content, right? At the end of the day, if you don't have something exciting to sell or talk about, then it's going to be tough to get meetings. But so that's data, that's content. Last is deliverability, which is all right. You have these videos. How do you actually get them into the hands of your customers? Let's say you're sending them over email, sending them over SMS, right? So I'll just sort of go through the mediums one by one. So actually, if I go to AI Studio here, just to give you an idea, when you generate videos with BHuman, um, you can see we have this section here, share your videos. So you can send your videos over email directly from the platform, over SMS directly from the platform. And so email is sort of, the standard go-to. And we have I think it's about a 35% average open rate for our customers who use our emailing service on the platform. So that's very high, usually for sort of outreach that a lot of people do let me step back. For normal outreach, you're seeing like maybe a 10% open rate, 10 to 15%. And then with BHuman, people are seeing 35%. So about 2x the open rate, which is consistent with what we see with our own campaigns. Now, email's good, but did you know that SMS, the open rate's like 95%? Because everyone, I mean, when did you get a text you didn't open, right? We almost always open our texts within literally seconds of getting them. So if you have SMS data, that's a better way to go down the deliverability route, right? So, that's an example of how deliverability is important. I'll give you another example. Like, let's say you want to do a huge campaign. You have a list of 100,000 people. You want to send those videos out to 100,000 people. Well, you can't send out 100,000 emails. Just email servers won't let you do it, right? But you could send out 100,000 SMSs. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind when it comes to deliverability. So what's really good with Leader is it solves the problems of data because we're getting our data from LinkedIn, which is a great data source, and deliverability because we're delivering the videos over LinkedIn for you in the form of connection requests or LinkedIn messages. And LinkedIn has a 70% open rate. So, you look at the options. Well, okay, I could do cold email and I can get maybe a 30, 35% open rate with BHuman, which is better than you'll get with any other, emailing approach. That's 35%. I can do SMS, get 95%. But SMS, it's hard to get data for SMS, and you have to be careful legally. The data has to be opt-in. That's really important. Finally, LinkedIn, 70% open rate. And it doesn't have to be opt-in, and the data is already there. So as a channel for us, it's a really, really especially for people who are doing like B2B sales, things like that. It's a really easy thing. Also, what's really nice about Leader, that's our tool here that I'm showing you for LinkedIn automations, sending BHuman videos over LinkedIn, is it's all automated. So I set up a campaign. I put in the LinkedIn search URL, right? I go on LinkedIn, I search for my audience, I copy and paste the URL, I put it here. Just to give you an example, let me just go into LinkedIn. Let's say I want to go to Sales Navigator, and I'm looking for, let's say, founders who've been at their position for less than a year, and I can get as in depth as I'd like here. I can say people who are in software development, right? There's a lot that I can do, whoever my audience is. I can then copy this URL and adding just as an example of a thought for you. You could do something like you could do something like people who work in, let's say, either Spain or Latin or South America, who only moved there for a new job within the past year, right? So they may be looking for Spanish lessons. So it's just an example of like what you could do, right? But anyways, I take this URL, then I go back into BHuman, I just paste it in. I select my LinkedIn account that I have connected. You can add a new one if you need to do that. And then I select the video template. So either from the community store, right? Hundreds of options here, or from my own videos, of course. Better do your own, right? If you're sending a video out over LinkedIn, normally people expect to see your face in the video that that they're getting a message from. And then I can just go through the next steps, and basically I can say that, all right, every day from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., send out 65 LinkedIn messages. So every day it's going to go on that list, go through your target. It's going to find new people to make videos for, and it's going to generate those personalized videos and then send them out over LinkedIn. Super powerful stuff. Let me see if I can show you an example here. So just a second, I'm trying to pull up an example I can show you from a previous campaign. All right. Here we are. Let me share my screen here. So you can just see what the end result looks like. So you can see here, Leon was someone on my list. So, hey, Leon, right? He got his personalized message with the video attached. And in his video, he sees the thumbnail there. So you can see me, I'm there, I'm a real person. And I can play this back for you and you can see the video he got. Okay, so then I go into the script, right? So basically, we're seeing leaders like really successful and easy channel for people just because you have the data, you have the content, you have the deliverability all in one go. So let me check if there's any other questions from Annie or anyone else before we wrap up our first session of this BHuman office hours. So NES on the BHuman platform. Okay, so NES on the BHuman platform, on the BHuman YouTube channel. There are videos on how to use the platform, but I couldn't find any with the result. Is it possible to request to receive a personalized video as a LinkedIn message? Absolutely, Annie. Let me do that for you now. I'll send it for you. I'll send it to you just after this live stream. And he says, thank you very much for your patience and empathy to answer all my newbie questions. Of course, that's what we're here for, Annie. That's the whole point of all of our customer support, live streams, community. I mean, it's just all about, to be honest, I'm founder and CEO of BHuman, but our organization, they may look like I'm at the top, but actually I work for you, the user. So anything you need, you are my boss, Annie. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. You can always, the fastest way to get help is the live chat, because we have 3 agents there. They cover actually 4 now. They cover almost 24/7, Monday to Friday. So you usually get a response within under 5 minutes, and we have a really nice system. So if there's an engineer needed, or if I'm needed, if anyone's needed, right, it gets flagged up to us. So the live chat's the best way to get help. And we have literally hundreds of articles and videos. So, but yeah, you can always just ask the live chat and they can point you in the right direction and get you the help that you need. So Annie, I'll shoot you a video over so you can see what it looks like in LinkedIn. And yeah, otherwise, thank you for tuning in, everyone. And, thanks for the questions. Annie, good to see you, Florent, and nice to see you again, Vibe as well. And yeah, we'll do this every day, Monday to Friday, an hour a day. So feel free to pop in. What we'll do is we'll get better with sort of advertising these and showing them to users on the platform and things like that. So you'll get notified about them going forward. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in and have a great rest of your day.